Attention, attention, Degens. Thank you. Assemble. You may take your seats. The show is beginning.
It has begun.
It has begun. What's up, Matthew?
Good to see you, man.
Thank you. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Not only I'm extremely excited about this, but I can tell you there is one other person on this planet that I know is more excited about this episode than me.
Who's that?
I'll give you one guess.
Is it me?
Nope.
Oh.
That was a good guess.
Is it your mom?
Yes.
Yes. That's the only time when you can give the answer your mom and it's a positive.
This is very true.
So shout out to Jay Chain's mom.
My mom is so excited that I know you. And so at some point, like on one of these Thursday shows, like our goal is going to be to put together a very, I would say, risk-adverse, long-term, like set it and forget it for like the next 10 years kind of portfolio that would absolutely outperform the stock market, but is not filled with any kind of speculation. So that's something we got to talk about. But man, I am freaking pumped that you're here. How are things going in your personal life? Things are obviously Valentine's Day was yesterday. Did you do the big talk was go out to dinner or give the lady a crypto portfolio? What did you end up choosing?
So when I was talking to my wife about it, you mentioned the Birkin bag, which I thought was a great use of funds if you were going to use the opportunity cost of putting it into crypto. She's not particularly a purse person, so furniture would have been that option. Nice furniture would have been a really good option. But I am a very, very lucky man in that I know this is contrarian, not something a lot of people agree with, but I married into a partner that does not really care or believe in Valentine's Day. And that's what people say, right? Like, oh, she doesn't care. She's just saying that because she actually wants you to do something. I got told that she would break up with me the first time I tried to do something for Valentine's Day. And since then, I've learned my lesson. So
I love that. But
we just celebrated Wednesday.
That's fantastic. So Whitney, we now that we have a daughter, like we went out and had a little fun, and we went and did a little family time, and but we don't do gifts and all that kind of stuff. We do experiences and memories all throughout the year that mean a lot more than some materialistic something or another, on a Hallmark holiday. And I get it. Some people enjoy the holidays a little bit differently, and that's fine. To each their own kind of thing. But you find the partner that jives with like your style, and that's fantastic, right?
I do have one question though.
And I said the word partner, and I hate saying the word partner, by the way, but go ahead.
It's okay. Do you get, and I know your mom might be watching, but do you get anything for Valentine's Day for your parent, your mom or your aunt? No. Okay. So I'm not a terrible nephew or son for not recognizing my mother on Valentine's Day.
So you just put me on the spot. Like I probably should have sent my mom flowers, right? Like I probably should have done that.
It's just the man's way. It's just like the government's way of making you spend money.
No, man, we're getting gangster in this house now, man. No, we don't do that stuff around. We don't send flowers.
No gifts for anybody.
NWF, baby.
You're lucky that I showed back up to the house. That's what,
Daddy's home. Daddy's home. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna grace you with my presence.
You're lucky.
I can't actually take myself seriously and do that. That's, whatever. It's fight week, right? We got a week until the fight. We're getting ready.
No, you're not fighting.
No, but I'm like a corner guy, and so we're gonna, maybe I gotta push and shove some people like on people's behalfs, just to like let them know that we're in town. Are
you like the ice person?
No.
Do you like the ice the face or anything?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Like this guy's a lot littler than Ben. The guy's I guess 5'7". Ben's 5'11". There's a little size difference, but he's like a ninja. I guess I don't know. He can kick. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm a corner guy. So I'll be up there. I'll probably be running some camera. I'll do camera and then maybe ice or a spit bucket or whatever you do, whatever they need,
Spit bucket.
And then we'll I'll take a picture of that. We can NFT it and send it off. and then somebody can collect like the physical. These things
Yeah,
fall
and
in
you
the
get the
layers.
physical like goo that's in there, like whatever the leftover. Yeah,
The mouth.
it's got to be worse.
We'll just do the mouthpiece. We'll just sell the mouthpiece as an NFT at the end.
I think that's a great idea.
Whatever.
That's fantastic.
All right, so I think like this is a great time to like set up what we're going to be doing. Like the whole idea, and my goal is every Thursday moving forward is you and me chit chatting. We're going to give some Degen financial advice, and by that, it's just more of the play on words. But we like to have fun around here, so maybe we'll talk about some serious stuff. Maybe we'll talk about some meme coins. Maybe we'll talk about some risky speculative plays. Whatever, we'll get into it. We'll figure it out, but there will always be some kind of valuable undertone to whatever we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that I am a registered investment advisor, which means that if people pay me money,
Mm-hmm.
I can legally give them financial advice. What I love so much about this market is people say, this isn't financial advice. This isn't financial advice. Well, nobody's paying you, so it's just an opinion. But in any case, we want to be able to provide education for folks, but also we want to attack the market. We want to be in a place where, like, how do we take advantage of some of the things that are going on? How do we educate ourselves? How do we get leaner and more mean in this market to help ourselves, be wary of some of the things that go on, take advantage of profit-taking opportunities and avoid losses. Like, let's avoid making stupid decisions that really wreck our portfolios and keep us holding these bags that just get heavier and heavier every year, but they're getting lighter. They're getting lighter, so it's feeling good. It's feeling
Dude,
good.
I will pull up the charts in a few minutes here because at some point we will, because like how we're going to talk about some of these stories. We're going to do some headlines. We'll get into some. We'll talk about boomer tokens, all that stuff. But I am excited to report that I think the last time I saw the XRP chart, it was like 54 cents, which means it finally got off the 51, 52-cent train.
I was going to say 8% on the week for our favorite stablecoin. Pretty excited to hear that. And folks may have heard too about the recent acquisition of the standard custody, which is really cool to hear about in this space, especially for Ripple. For folks that don't know, I guess a couple days ago, they purchased standard custody. They're going to basically be able to improve their offerings from a payment facilitation perspective. And it's really important. They're doing this all in a compliant way. So this is going to get past regulatory scrutiny. They have 40 different U.S. money transmitter licenses in the United States. And they have got a number of different other licenses that allow them to be a real powerhouse in the financial aspect of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. And
that number keeps kind of growing almost weekly right now, right?
Yeah, and I've been diving into that ecosystem a bit too, and thanks to a lot of the team in Web3 Breakfast for kind of bringing that up today and just going down the rabbit hole. XRP is actually really deep. Anybody who's fading XRP thinking this thing hasn't done anything, one of my favorite rationalizations of the market is things that are out of favor tend to be the best opportunities because nobody's looking at them. So you look at the staying power of Ripple, they have not only weathered a ton of different storms, but they're dealing with a major lawsuit right now. So when people are really worried about the price not moving, well, there's not a lot of activity because people are afraid to touch it because they're worried about an adverse outcome or not. But even so, they've made a ton of progress, and it's really exciting to see the ecosystem continue to grow.
Love that, man. All right, I'm going to pull up see if I can find something on the Coinbase earnings, because that's, I believe, the first things we want to talk about today, right?
Yeah, and Coinbase, for anybody that's looking, it's been an incredible year. Also been bolstered by, of course, the rising crypto market. Coinbase is the only publicly traded organization in the United States right now that is as a crypto exchange. Kraken, Uphold, these are private companies still. And so there's a lot of scrutiny on Coinbase. They're even embattled with a few different legal pieces from the SEC, but they're really an interesting player in the space. And if you bought them at the IPO like I did, around 370 or around 400, and then you saw Jim Cramer's tweet about liking it at 420, and then you wrote it down like I did all the way to 30 or 40 bucks. I'm feeling a lot better to have kept adding to that position, knowing full well they're a dominant player in the space. They're going to continue to be here. They're going to continue to earn revenues. And now with the new ETFs coming out, they're going to be the ones holding a lot of the custody. So They're the ones, and they may not take the fees from that, from the transactions of people retail buying Bitcoin directly, but now they're earning fees from BlackRock and Fidelity for holding the Bitcoin on their platforms.
So let's talk about that really quick, because I think that was like one of the things that scared a lot of people, right? Was it Whale Report or Watcher Guru or whatever account it was, kind of really alluded to the fact like, oh, these funds were being moved over to Coinbase, but without saying that it was going to the custodial aspect of it, right? And so it triggered some panic in the market, which was cascaded into some sell off and whatever, but probably done by design,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, like,
Yeah. People also need to remember that just like with money and with like the physical transaction of stocks and stuff, nothing actually moves really. It's just a matter of who, what's the trigger on this balance sheet that says I own this or don't own this or owe you or owe them. There's really nothing that changes. So it's just people's misconception of the market that physically, there's a person with physical Bitcoin going from the bank and going from, place to place and collecting these things. It's not actually happening.
So how did the earnings go?
I think they're going to be released. They're usually released on the hour, but they're saying that the call is going to be at 5:30. So it's possible that we don't hear about it for a moment. I was really hoping we would. I'll keep an eye on it to see if it does pop out, but sometimes they delay them a little bit. I can check and see if there's anything on Twitter. Even Twitter might have something that it's trending maybe.
Where's like the best place to look for, like, I just Google searched Coinbase stock, right? And I think it gives you this thing right here. Is this what you guys are seeing?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I use a really, from a Degen perspective, I use this app called StockTwits.
Oh yeah, dude.
StockTwits is great. It's super addictive, full of garbage, but it's really helpful just to see like what's trending. That's what I really like to see, is like, what are people talking about? What's the scuttlebutt? And just trying to see like what's attacking the market that day. But StockTwits is great.
Dude, I love StockTwits, and that what's great is like this whole social aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but the whole, would you say like you could get yourself into trouble because of you start getting that group thing going for the wrong reasons, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, what's everybody chatting about? Oh.
I do love when people come in who are not really affiliated with crypto and they see something like Sol.x and they're like, oh, is this the Selenium ETF that I've been looking for? People are like, no, it's crypto. And they're like, you get new people in there all the time. Like, what is this .x? And it's really cool to see. So onboarding and adoption. There you go.
There you go. It just has to be easier and easier and easier. Really quick, guys, I was just checking down in the chat from Maz Sauce. It says, Jane Chain's look at CKB. I'll tell you what, I've known about CKB since like my Hit Network days. BJ was actually the one who taught me about that in like 2022 or something like that.
Wow.
So I had a huge bag of Nervos over on KuCoin back before KuCoin, when KuCoin was the People's Exchange. They're no longer the People's Exchange.
The minute I had to KYC, I was like, well, I guess I can't do this anymore.
Down here. I just made sure, like right now, like I have a legacy account on Femex, so I don't have to KYC. It's like, some of these things, it's like, you could move like, you can only move like $2 million a day or something like that. It's like, that's not a problem that I have. So like, right. We're okay. I don't need to KYC to move more than 2 million a day.
Well, hopefully soon that'll be a problem that we have, and we'll need to find real custodians, and then we'll need to do what the Winklevoss twins did, which was split up all their Bitcoin and then go to like 10 different PO boxes across the country and drop that in there so that we can keep
I hate that. It's like, what is like literally like, what if, I mean, this is just for safekeepings, but maybe they have a readily available copy for themselves in case, like, it's like, oh wait, dude, we need to, the time is right to make a move. Maybe we'll sell a little bit of this. Boom, bam, bing, make a little profitos. There's no shame in that game to take profits, right, Matthew?
No, it's an interesting thing to learn. A lot of people, that's a really interesting point too. Taking profits is, it's troublesome, right? It's a taxable event. You got to pay gains on it, and you can't like really reinvest it right away because that bag may go down, and then you don't have enough to pay the taxes. When it goes up, you're thinking this is going to go up forever. Why would I bother selling now? You said the same thing about VeChain the other day. You had a price target, you set the plan, and then you didn't trade the plan. It went to 27, and then it came back down. It's great to see that running again too.
Yeah, it was like 3.5 cents earlier today. I don't know where it's at right now. We'll get
4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
We're going out for steak tonight.
Red Lobster all around.
I've never been there. I do understand that the cheddar biscuits are like what you go there for. To me, I'm not the biggest seafood fan, and if I am going to eat seafood, it's probably going to be something I either do at home or go to a specialty place.
Sushi.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sushi roll? Let's talk about this. This is important stuff. See, like
Oh.
what I love about this show is like it doesn't have to just be like we can just be like dudes or people. Just this is how people talk, right? Like people don't know your sushi order, but maybe they know now. And if like maybe the next time you walk into a sushi restaurant and just so happens one of the what is it, 2.7 million people watching this live stream right now. Uh, maybe two. I rounded up. Sorry, 2.6,
Oh, okay.
2.68 million. Sorry, my bad. Watching maybe is a server at a sushi restaurant, and when they see you come into the restaurant, to be like, "Oh, Matthew, would love to get you your soft shell crab."
You know, I love an omakase menu. I love the trust me menu. Going in there and saying, I don't know, you tell me what's the best because I go to Whole Foods and get my little tuna and salmon nigiri or sashimi and you kind of lap it up and that's fine. But going to a place where you say, you tell me what's really good and I just never disappoints.
Matthew, I knew that we've hung out in real life several times, but like I've known that we were kindred spirits. Like that is the most important thing that you could ever do going to specifically a sushi restaurant, but a lot of restaurants, and it is almost sometimes I feel like, and I think I've been told this, like a sign of respect, where if you say just just have the chef prepare us something, something that he would like to prepare, and that gives them that culinary artistry feeling to like, okay, they trust me. Let me just
Mhm.
make some stuff. And I've never, ever, ever, ever been steered wrong when that happens. And I love that there are more people like this in the world. I will do this more than a sushi restaurant. I will go to other restaurants and be like, this is like, I don't eat olives. Like I tell restaurants, I'm like, I have an olive allergy. And I'll say like, I have an olive allergy, but I will eat literally anything else on the planet. So whatever the chef wants to make, I'll eat. And they're like, interesting. Okay. I've had some really cool stuff.
Just don't dip your omakase sushi into soy sauce. You will get laughed at and or like the sad face, or they'll just jam a bunch of wasabi in the next one they give you, and they'll be like, "Yeah, it's on the menu." Uh,
I'm not soy sauce is too salty for me. I'm trying like I don't like the we actually tried to do like the aminos thing. Have you ever done those?
oh yeah, we've got aminos.
My wife loves the aminos, but to me that's saltier than soy sauce.
Not to be confused with amigos.
Amigos,
Amigos,
me amigos.
me amigos. Yeah.
Which hey, me amigos, I'll be in Mexico next week. I'm
Yes.
trying like will have this flyer. I sent some pictures into the Web3 breakfast chat group this morning, trying to find the right image because like full transparency. If you tell your chat GPT to draw you up an image of a karate boxer pizza character fighter, no matter what it does, it's going to give you that, the first bite of your pizza slice inevitably is going to sit where the penis is.
The triangle goes down.
And it's a dangler, dude. And it's a dangler. And there's just no way, like, I'm just gonna have to cut the image off. And if I can't figure this out, but like ChatGPT just won't. And I've even said, please eliminate the tip of the piece of pizza because it looks like a penis. And it still does it.
I read something the other day that said that even if you're nice, it doesn't know what you're being nice about. Like we think that we're having a conversation with it, but it doesn't actually know or care that we're being nice
I,
to it.
I think I've always been a please and a thank you man to my ChatGPT, always. And now that I have ChatGPT 4, like feel like I get some really frustrating things because like I'll send it a link and it's just like, oh, I don't have the capacity to or the capabilities to go and search a link. And I was like, no, you're fucking lying to me because we do this every day. Every day we do this, and you search for links, and then sometimes you tell me that you can't. Why are you lying to me? Plus, I pay for ChatGPT 4, and its immediate response is searching Bing for. It's like you could have just done that in the first place.
While we're on the note of AI, I want to talk about quickly a book that I'm reading right now
Oh
called
yes, please.
Life 3.0. I started this a couple days ago. It's all about how we are transitioning from Life 2.0 to Life 3.0, and kind of like Web3 in a way, kind of like those different iterations. The very first prologue chapter of this talks about a crazy scenario where AI permeates all the aspects of our life and we have no idea that it's actually happened because it got so good at it. It's fascinating. And this guy does a really good job of breaking sort of the AI progression into bite-sized pieces, so we understand like how memory works, how data works, how neural networks work, and why they're so important. And then it's kind of talking about the progression of AI and having these really ethical conversations about it. And just, I'm very, very pumped about it. It's been super, super interesting to read. So if you are interested in AI, want to get a little bit of a deeper dive or see where things are going to go from here, definitely check it out. It is a little old, 2017. So back when Bitcoin was like 4 or 5K, you know, so take that for what it is.
A little different. All right. Here's our next headline that we're getting. Hey, listen, I love exactly how this is going today. This is perfect.
Speaking your language, I got Cardano on here.
I know. I love this. Cardano skyrockets 673% as stablecoin value jumps in exciting Q4 performance.
This is the biggest freaking clickbait article because I was like, wait a minute.
I was going to say,
no, it didn't.
Cardano's moved like 2 cents.
Yeah, no, what happened was over the course of the year over year, their stablecoin total value locked has jumped about 6.7 times or 673%, which is really, really amazing to see. It's been 14% over the week. They've got a ton of good upgrades coming out. And this move, this now new stored value, took them from overall TVL rank of 34th to now 16th from a DeFi and stablecoin perspective. So awesome things coming on the Cardano system. Really excited to see the progress. And it's a little bit less of a stable coin than Ripple, but it does sure feel like it. And boy, when it goes 14% in a week, you feel like you're on the moon. It's Valentine's Day. Bro,
I'm telling you, man, like XRP should be back into the 60-cent range right now. But I'm so thrilled that, well, here, let's pull this up. I've been, honestly, for probably the last year of my life, a CoinGecko guy. But when I started trying to do a lot of my research for RWAs, and I realized that they were not putting Chainlink and Avalanche into that category, so I got to move. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to the cap, even though, it's maybe not the best. All right, let's see.
My gosh. Oh, Coinbase. Looks like their Q4 report beat. Earnings per share is $1.04 versus a 1 cent estimate.
Whoa,
that is insane.
Over 100x more, right?
Revenue $953 million versus an estimate of $826. That's already trading at 178 right now.
So it just ripped.
It just ripped up 7%. That's 178.
Wow. You stock boys don't get out of bed, you go out to do a fancy dinner for like 2 or 3%, right? So like 7%'s like,
dude, 178. And so I'll make a quick point too, because I started getting wrecked on this, and I want to make sure that other people, if they're thinking about doing this, don't get wrecked. So there is a great opportunity if you have something like Coinbase or Mara or Riot, some of these minor stocks. I know that people are kind of getting into traditional finance stocks, but Web3 crypto related. And what we're seeing in some of these cases is a lot of people saying passive income opportunities. You sell covered calls, right? You own 100 shares of a particular stock, can be any stock on the traditional market. You own 100 shares. You can sell an option for somebody else to go buy those shares for a premium. You take in a little bit of money. And the challenge is, as a seller of options and covered calls, you're really hoping that the stock does nothing, stays right where it is, stays pretty level, no problem. You're going to take in that money, you're going to keep the stock, walk away in a week, walk away in a month. The problem is now, if you're doing this on Coinbase, if you're doing this on Mara, these things are pumping 10, 12% a day. You can't sell that, and you may get $100 or $200 of income, but you're going to miss the upside on these stocks. So if you're thinking of a passive income strategy, it's a little bit tougher to do, and you have to have your account set up right. But you can sell cash secured puts, which is the exact opposite of what we're talking about, where you own 100 shares and you also own the cash in your account to borrow if you do need to. And they'll let you don't have to do it on margin, but you sell a put in this case. And what that does is you're saying, well, as long as the stock stays below or above a certain amount, you're in good shape. So if you're thinking Coinbase is never going to go below 160, and for the past 3-4 months, it hasn't done that. you're in a much better position to earn that passive income. So if things are really popping and volatile and you're trying to sell covered calls, it's not going to work out very well because you're going to have to buy it back. You want to sell the puts when you can. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. But it's just talk to your broker and get the paperwork set up.
Man, I'm going to talk to you more about that. I got to learn more. I don't do any stock trading. I probably should. I don't do any right now, but I definitely am interested. I know Turbo has been really looking into that traditional world, stonks world. We have to pull this up really quick. It's really funny. I would love to figure out. Here we go. Nope. I need to switch the tab here. Here we go to TradingView. I would really like to figure out when exactly I drew these lines because clearly this was exactly perfect. And I know that I have guidance from AJ, so he helped me with this. That's something like TradingView needs to do is add a timestamp to when these lines go on, so that you can go back and be like, see, this was from weeks ago. But XRP, I didn't. Honestly, this is the daily. Let's look at the 45-minute chart. Yeah, in this last candle has gone from 50, 55 up to 57. My goodness, I love that. You hold XRP, right?
XRP, yeah, I've held it since 2016, 2017.
I'm a little newer than you, but
technically my wife has it, and I haven't been able to touch ETH or Ripple. She's honestly probably the best holder out of all of us because she doesn't care. She forgets about it. And she's holding ETH at $800 and XRP at 40 cents. So it just sits in the wallet, right? It's just crazy. What other indicators do you have on there set up?
So I do the high IQ one that we've got in the whole partnership with TradeMaster. Lux Algo. I do the Nad and Yara Watson envelope, and then Market Cipher A, and then the daily estimated moving average on the 9 close.
You have volume and RSI on there too?
I do not.
I love RSI. So RSI is a relative strength index, and you kind of have this great range. If you're above 70, it's overbought, and if you're below 30, it's oversold.
Oh, that's right. And we're touching 70 right now, right?
Yeah. It's weird. Technical analysis is so mind-boggling to me because I'm not the biggest believer in it. I think it's important to look for patterns and trends, but on the shorter term transactions and the shorter term trading, it's never been something I've been good at. But RSI is such a bizarrely accurate kind of measure where it may take a little bit of time for it to shake out, but if you see things poking up above 70, getting to 80, just hope that there's a correction to kind of bring it down. When they talk about RSI cooling off, that's really what it means. And certainly if it's below 30, definitely a solid way to consider a position in.
So 30 is our kind of indicator of low. We're at a low. Above 70, it's all right. It's you say hold on, or it's
a little hot. It's kind of like a greed and fear index too.
So kind of maybe sell, buy when they're fearful, and sell when they're greedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's always been a good one for me, and always try to look at volume too. Volume is an interesting one to look at because volume can chase into things going up, and volume can chase into things going down. And so you just kind of want to keep an eye on how the market is either moving up in one direction or down. That probably is the dumbest thing that anybody has ever said. Oh. Yeah, you want to keep in mind when things go up.
My strategy is when you take a screenshot of your portfolio, sell it. Sell it. Just sell it. You're good. And just stable coin off and wait for the dump and then buy back in. And guess what? Your position will be better.
I heard a really good way to help compartmentalize taking profits the other day, which was every 1x. So if you double it, take 10%. So every time it doubles, if you're playing a longer game,
right?
Every time it doubles, take 10 or 15% off. And
pretty good.
Okay. I was I never heard that before.
Talk to me about your shirt. Is that your coda?
It's not my coda. This is from our guy Suika, Suika. Yeah. And then on the back it says, "Is a coda." I don't know if you can see that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I bought. I think I got to check my GoDaddy account. But I got gotcoda.com back in the day.
Can you tie that to an ENS now?
Yes, through GoDaddy. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I did that with the Web3 breakfast.
I
So
saw
I
that.
did attach the web3breakfast.com with the web3breakfast.eth address.
Nice.
Yes, and it was well, ENS was tickled. They reached out and said thank you for that, and then obviously nothing from GoDaddy. I didn't expect them to say anything.
Danica Patrick shows up at your door. Thank you so much.
She's like just a tiny little thing, right?
I think so.
That's
I'm not sure.
that's like honestly, like I would like to take that back. A tiny little thing is not what I meant. She is a very short woman. I think that she's like 5 foot tall. It was like at one point. I know that we had like a cardboard cutout of her that was actually life size, and I was perplexed at how small it was.
Well, she makes a perfect race car driver because if they're smaller, they weigh less and the car goes faster. So
Isn't that like a jockey? 5'2". 5'2". That's
you
like
made you made that association. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, it's like a horse jockey because you want them small so the horse that can go fast.
those little Ecuadorian guys, man. They're like 5'2", 5'3". They like listen. That is a hard life. Like I have definitely done my fair share of horse and equestrian world stuff. Like on every spectrum, Western, English, all that stuff. I'm more of a Western guy for sure. That's like I'm a cowboy. I'm not prim and proper. I'm a cowboy.
Not like the hat and like the tight pants and no.
Like a cowboy hat?
No, like the
Some assless chaps and a
yeah. No, like when you go do the shows and they all have like the hat that comes down and like they're all very prim and proper.
Yeah, you wear your riding pants and your high boots and your little.
And then when they get thrown off the horse and they get thrown into shit, you're like, yeah, all your clothes are messed up.
Well, as a Western rider, that's 100% how I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the cow. You're either a cowboy or not a cowboy. Anyway, we have totally derailed from our headline conversation here.
No,
Did we did talk about the Cardano thing, correct?
Yeah, we talked about Cardano. There was the other thing I was going to mention was this interesting development on Arbitrum.
Mhm.
So the Ape Coin DAO passed an AIP the other day that allowed them to develop a new chain called Ape Chain with the Arbitrum tech stack. So people are getting a little tired of the Ethereum fees. Hopefully, this new upgrade that comes in, I think tomorrow, the 17th, 16th.
The Ethereum one? The Deca.
Yeah.
What's it called? Deca.
Degen.
Yeah. Nerds.
Yeah. just call it upgrade V3.
Call it an upgrade.
There's always like this narrative too of like, oh, and Tron is doing this too. Tron is trying to get a layer 2 on the Bitcoin ecosystem, and they named the 3 phases Alpha, Beta, Omega. Like, okay,
come on,
Justin, what are you doing? So basically, with Arbitrum, you'll be able to use ApeCoin to pay for gas and governance and all those kinds of things, but hopefully to bring the fees down and also sort of proliferate their new ecosystem, their partnership with Borroway. A lot of cool things going on. I know that my fellow ape friends are still trying to see what's going on. There've been a little bit of fumbles here and there on the gaming side, but I think things are really coming to fruition. And I'll come back to my point. When things are out of favor, it's typically when you want to be interested. And I know people do not think that this is going anywhere, but when the other side comes out, it's going to be.
I'm telling you, dude, I wish that I had. The only reason why I wish I had more Ethereum is so that I could either buy more mutants or get an ape. You know what I mean? Like this is the freaking time. And look at those codas. Let's take a look at that, because I don't even. It's been a while, to be perfectly honest with you. I feel like a bad Yuga dude for not looking at what the coda floor price is.
So I got like I'm a terrible. What is it? 3.9?
2.95 is the floor. What it jumps up to. It's a thin floor, man. It's up 3.25 after the first one. So.
Well, I had the benefit of picking up coda with a weapon when we sort of made our initial contributions, and I've never been a farmer airdropper. I got the ENS airdrop. That was okay. That was great, actually. But like, I've never really gotten any other airdrops or benefited. I know that people like make that a full-time job, which is amazing. Like, good for y'all. I just don't have the time. But I started playing Legends of the Mara, and like I have this coda and I have this land and I have a couple of these little Mara guys that go around. And I've been playing more this season and realized that I actually fall into a tier where they're going to give me a catalyst. and that catalyst is going to be able to merge with my Mara and I think create a new coda, which is going to be kind of cool.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah.
What
So just being
originally back in the beginning, and because I dropped off, I ended up having to sell all my shit just in order to survive through the bear market. And was what it was. But I know that because there was 100,000 original plots, and they were supposed to drop 100,000 more, and it was supposed to be the people that were participating in the build and all that stuff. Is there any more word about those additional plots yet?
No, and I think that's fine. I think 100,000 is a lot. They've brought a lot of people into the ecosystem. They need to get this thing launched, and they need to get people playing, and then they need to go, oh, and by the way, the other side of the globe, I guess, is really where all the other things live. The dangerous stuff lives.
Oh, okay.
I'm pumped. It should be fun.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
One other story. I know we did talk about XRP, but did we talk about them acquiring the
Standard Custody?
the custody firm?
Yeah. Super cool to see. Just tons of new mechanisms for them to engage with new customers and just proliferate. It's going to be great.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, Boomer tokens.
Boomer tokens.
What is your opinion? What is a Boomer token?
We have two options here. We can say Boomer tokens are things that boomers would buy.
Bitcoin
SV. Gotcha. Or
that almost came out my mouth.
Or we can think of them as coins that would be boomers if all the other coins were in an ecosystem together. And so what we've kind of thought of was looking back. I love doing this every once in a while, going back and looking at sort of the original, or not the original, but one of the top 100 lists of 2017, back when everybody was ripe and high with CryptoKitties and Tron and all these amazing tokens. But we were just kind of going through this and like thinking of a funny way to think of like, oh man, I remember Stratus. Stratus was one that was interesting. Of course, BitConnect is on here.
All right, here, pick a date and a year, and I will pull up what CoinMarket gives us as the in that historical snapshot.
Let's do like 2019.
Okay.
Like June 2019.
All right, June. Oh, pick my wife's. Oh, well, June 16th. Here we go. Let me pull this one up. Let's do this look of us. Yeah, there we go. All right. So historical, the top 10 back in June of 2019 was Bitcoin
SV.
In the top 10. Wow. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Binance Coin, Bitcoin SV, Tether, and Stellar. You know what? I really wish that we could get away from putting the stable coins on this list at all. Like, it doesn't matter. It just gets in the way. Just get rid of them. It's nice to don't have to like not weed through it in the top couple.
It also goes to the fact that and we'll talk about this in a minute, but the fact that market cap is such a joke of way. All it is the way for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko to basically have a business, because it allows them to say, well, let's just rank these tokens. And as long as we can give them a rank, then people will like them and figure out okay, these ones are passing, these ones they're doing better. It's just the amount of money in the ecosystem. So,
well, you create, once you create that business, and then it was, hey, can you list me? And at one point, I know that was pay to play to get listed, fast tracked, and because once you got listed, that was vindication that you were a valid project and people could invest in you, and then you just rugged them and bought your yacht or your super mansion
And now you can just pay for it. They'll put you on there. Here's the contract address. You put that in there and just a wallet drainer. Why not?
Come on, buddy. Do better.
Bitcoin at $7,000. That's crazy to see.
Could you imagine getting the opportunity to go back to some of these prices? So you've got Bitcoin. So back in here, it's at just under 9,000 on June of 2019. You could get Ethereum. So this dude, I told the story at Web3 Breakfast a few weeks ago. My buddy Ross and I back in Austin, we used to play basketball at Lifetime Gym for a 1/10 of an Ethereum every round, every time we play. And we'd go there and play 6-7 games at a time, whatever, maybe more. And so we were constantly always playing for a 1/10 of an ETH. And it was like $30. It didn't matter. Now it'd be 300 or whatever.
My buddy and I used to do the same thing. That was how I got into it. Was I sat down one day. Also, here's a bit of alpha for folks. If you ever read the book Little Black Stretchy Pants, the guy who created Lululemon, it's a fantastic book. Fantastic book.
Can we just say cheers to that man?
Cheers to that man
for bringing those pants to our lives as a
Little Black Stretchy Pants. There you go.
little as ass pants as we used to call them back in high school. Cheers to you,
So
sir, for making those.
his name is Chris something. I can't remember his last name. But in this book, he talks about how he knew yoga was going to be the next big thing. And I've tried to use this a couple times in my life, and it's actually worked out pretty well. His theory is when you hear about something independently 3 times, you got to do some real research. And so I was in business school. I had done a law paper on Bitcoin. I thought this was kind of cool. I remember seeing a ton of articles about it kind of in the 2016, 2017 pump. And my best friend, I go over to his house once and he goes, "Have you ever heard of Bitcoin?" And I went, if this guy knows about Bitcoin, I've got to get on this train. And it was like $4,000 a token. And our goal was that we'd go to happy hour together, and then we would one person would pay, and then the other person would send them Bitcoin or Ethereum. And the ability to just understand that these wallets worked was like magic, and we never looked back.
I love that. At some point, like, I can't wait until the rest of the world catches on, because then obviously we'll have made mass adoption, and who knows what that critical mass is, but at some point we'll do it. Looking back at this chart though, I don't have it pulled up, but I saw a comment in the chat. So June 16th of 2019, Ripple was 42 cents. Literally the only thing that is remotely close to that same price point is a stable coin from that long ago. So that just gives you guys have to know that this thing, the plan has been in the works for years.
Yeah.
And it's about ready to come to fruition.
Yeah. There's absolute Doge, only 112 billion market cap. Some of these names are so funny. Veritasium, Einsteinium.
Oh, I remember Einsteinium.
Who's on Salt? I remember Salt. That was a good one.
Oh, VeChain, 0.7 of a penny.
Wow.
I was back in VeChain at that point. VFam for life, bro.
Yeah.
I've got to figure out. I probably need to unload a couple of my NFTs, because I ended up going hog wild and spending my sack of VeChain. But I mean, it's all in the ecosystem, so we'll get it back somehow.
Ecosystem. The stuff they're doing with RFIDs, they're going to be. I teach this class called Blockchain Made Easy, and part of it is taking half of the course talking about use cases of Fortune 500 companies who are using this technology today to make our lives better without us necessarily knowing about it. And the stuff they're doing with RFID chips in leather and clothing, and just the ability to track where all this stuff, so that the hide that this leather came from, like, you can get all the way down to some of the most granular stuff. And I think that they're just going to be a huge player in the space. I've always loved VeChain. Their projects has been awesome. Company's been great.
It's funny. I was actually talking about this earlier with Ben on the show, but about VeChain, and one of the things, because it's like that. You talk about boomer and almost like legacy blockchains, and this whole concept of it, and it started out with supply chain, right? And now that we know that VeChain has NFTs, there's a lot of community run stuff, but do you think that has the potential to be where VeChain is going to shine, is in the supply chain and logistics NFT realm? Like now, like when that kind of stuff gets tokenized and put on, into NFTs, that's where it's really going to take off.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And we think of NFTs as the art, and that's how we brought in a lot of people. But when we just boil it down to a piece of technology and a functional piece of technology, it is incredible what you can do with NFTs. And they're also, I was attending a conference here at the Duke campus, and they talked about, they had one of the people from Hedera there. Shout out to the Hedera community. And I looked up on their partnership platform, and they have Avery Dennison on that partnership platform. And nobody knows. I know you're looking and Googling, what the hell is Avery Dennison?
No, I was actually trying to raise my brain because I've heard that before.
So you've heard it, and you know the logo because it's on everything that you've ever printed. If you've had a label, like a paper label, like a Know My Name or whatever, or you had to print stuff at the office, it's like a triangle logo. So they have high-end labels that they use for like medicinal products, prescription bottles and things like that. And those can contain now pieces of Hedera blockchain, NFTs,
Ooh.
transaction data, all that kind of stuff. So they can track everything that's actually embedded now on a label, which is just like a fantastic use case. They pay a dividend, crazy good stock to own. They've been around for years. And you know what? Nobody's done making labels.
No, that's true.
Nobody's done
I
making
love it,
labels.
Hedera. I got a few projects that I've been talking to about working with on the Hedera blockchain, and I think, man, that is undervalued right now. Hedera is that's one that people got to put into their portfolio. Like I think if you haven't already, as soon as possible. And then I had did H bar so fucking long ago and never I hang on to it. Whatever.
I was out, I went to a blockchain meeting in Portland when I lived there a couple years ago. And this was probably in 2016, 2017. And I walked outside with somebody and I was like, so what token should I look at? And he's like, Hedera. And I was like, that doesn't sound like Bitcoin SV. And so, so I totally ignored him. And I owe Roger Ver a lot of money, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. SV. No, that was
SV.
like right.
Yeah. Oh, it was Craig, right? You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Which was,
Satoshi.
oh, Bitcoin Cash. That's Ver.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
You know, and he honestly, like, and I make fun of Bitcoin Cash because it is Bitcoin Cash and it's not real. And but I get that, it's I want to take my ball and go home and do my thing. But to his credit, like he's done a great job of finding ways to integrate that as a payment solution for like the everyday thing, like the coffee and the sandwich and all that stuff. And I know he's done it where, like down in South America, is predominantly where he's done a lot of that stuff. But at the same time, like it's adoption of crypto. And so as silly as we think some of these projects are, some of them are providing solutions.
Yeah, it can't be any different than Dogecoin, right? Like if it's a method of payment and people accept it and transact in it, that's the whole point, right? We associate what we want to have value with value. That's why Bitcoin is where it is today. It's because society and people determined that this as an asset has value. If Doge has value, Bitcoin SV has value for somebody. As long as the network stays up, we'll be in good shape.
So if you guys have not, I'll pull up a screenshot here while I'm going to ask you a question, let you talk, and I will pull up your book. But you have written a book.
Yes.
Called Warren Buffett in a Web3 World.
Yes.
You are a Warren Buffett, like, a lot about him. And this book is amazing. I read it. I'm telling you, I haven't read a lot of books recently. I read a lot of articles and I read a lot of stuff online, but I don't read a lot of books. And that's just because time and attention span. But I did read your book on a flight and it was very, very digestible and easy to consume and understand. But it's Warren Buffett in a Web3 world where you take his shareholder notes from, pretty much the history of, him running those and apply Web3 strategies or concepts to it. Fantastic idea.
Thank you. Thank you. It came to me because I like to stand on the shoulders of giants, much like Buffett did. I saw a coffee table book on my coffee table that said, do epic shit. And I looked through this book and I was like, this is all fluff. This guy wrote 300 pages of, and not to say that my book is fluff, but he wrote 300 pages and it was like bold letters, big text, big type. And this book sells for like $15 and he sold 100,000 of them. I'm like, it can't be that hard to write it. And a total credit to you, Jay, because of the past year and a half or so that we've been engaged together and I've been on the show and you've been talking about the build market. That is something that I have been trying to do alongside you. There it is. Thank you.
And we did Apple Books because Amazon. You can find it on Amazon, but look, Apple Books, that's like official. Like you've made it when you're on Apple Books.
Maybe we should start giving some away too, like on Thursdays. If people want one, like I'm happy to send them to folks. We have a budget to give away free books. If people want to get one or buy one, all good. But we could always do giveaways too.
I like that. Let's figure that out. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So I was trying to create a bunch of content and I was like, man, Warren Buffett, I've taken these shareholder letters. There was 1,300 pages of his shareholder letters from 1965 until 2021. And I thought, well, I'd already read these and I'd written all these things in the margins and I had like, oh, this is really cool. Or man, I love this quote. And I was going to turn them into blogs. I was just going to say, here's the thing from Warren Buffett and here's why it's cool. And then my business partner and co-author, Steven, said, well, what if you made that about crypto too? And you just kind of like cross the two things together because they're very antithetical, right?
Mhm.
Buffett hates crypto. So we just tried to do it, and in a really snackable and easy to read way that wasn't technical, didn't have a lot of jargon in it. And it turns out that I made a really great bathroom reader, which is fantastic because you could sell 100,000 copies of a bathroom book.
I love
I'm okay.
you.
I embrace it.
I love
I
your
embrace it.
humility so much, man. It's way better than a bathroom reader, but I get it. No, it's actually it was a plain reader for me, but I could see how that would be a fantastic bathroom reader.
But see, you do it justice because you're reading it in public so other people can see it.
100%.
And I would hope in the other instance you're not doing it in public, so that way you're just nobody gets to see it. But that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah, that's certainly not. I had a very serious question to ask you that I've since now lost.
Does it
Man,
have
oh,
anything
man.
to do with ratios?
I just got ratioed. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Man. Yeah, guys, make sure you smash the like. What was I going to ask you about? My goodness. Any other books? This is not it, but I'm just going to spitball now. Any other books in the works? Any other what you got in the plans? I know we're gonna in a little bit here, in a few minutes before we end, we got to talk about what you got coming up next.
Yeah.
But we're not there. Oh, this is what it was. It had nothing to do with that. It was why we were talking about Warren Buffett in the first freaking place. What do you think he would do? We know that he's invested in a bank that's likes crypto, so he kind of, in some way, weird shape or form, is invested in crypto. But if Warren Buffett was to flip his script and say, you know what, I'm going to give this crypto thing a chance. I don't know how he talks, but what would he say?
He would probably buy JPM coin. He would probably buy.
He'd be waiting for the CBDCs to come out.
Yeah. He's buying all the CBDCs. He's probably buying like leveraging platforms, or maybe he would make an insurance platform. A lot of people don't know that Warren Buffett got super, super rich because he bought an insurance company. And then you want to know the real scam. If people think insurance is a scam, which it is.
It is.
The real scam is reinsurance, which are companies that insure the insurers. I shit you not, that is a thing. And so they make tons of money when black swan events don't happen. So because how infrequently they happen, they make a lot of money. And that's how he made a lot of his money. It was insurance.
That's very interesting. I did not know that. But I do know some things about him because of you, that he eats pretty much the same thing every day, depending on how the market performs. He's going to have a stack of pennies or a dollar bill, and he's going to get himself a coffee and a Egg McMuffin or like a hash brown. Like
always McDonald's in the morning. And yeah, he's got like 3 scenarios. If the market does great, he's got like $2.50 to spend. If it's medium, he's got like $1.50. And he always asks it's not his wife, it's like his second life partner, because I don't think they got married again. Okay. But he always makes her put like exact change in there and his little cup holder. At least that's the story. And then we did the analysis that said if he drinks 6 cans of Coke, not Diet Coke, 6 cans of Coke every day for 60 years, that was basically 10,000 gallons of Coca-Cola that he drank, which is amazing because he's like 93, 94.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah. Well, I would hope that that he would buy at least one of my bags and be very public about it.
Yeah, he wants all the VeChain NFTs.
I'll give him. I think I have like literally like one of the first ones ever. It was like a collection called Metaversials, and I have like the 001 or 000, whatever it is. It's like the first one ever. Right? It was the first NFT I ever bought. It was funny. It was like, and it was, I had logged into my my VeChain wallet, and I had completely forgotten that I had bought a whole bunch of NFTs, and so I was like, oh, that's right. That's where my VeChain went. Is that I went crazy on these NFTs that are not worth out right now.
I just realized, I think I know what I want to put behind me now.
What?
I want to get a token frame. I want to put some NFTs back there. That's like great. It looks like a picture frame, but it's NFTs. And then we could display your NFT.
At some point. I love doing that. I actually, we don't have it turned on in her room right now, but what you could do very easily, and I know it's like right click save kind of shit because that's what it is. But you just go on Amazon and you get the digital frame that attaches to an app, right? So that you literally do like right click save on your phone into the app, and then it will just shuffle through the images. And so, I mean, you could put like, I put like pictures of my wife and I on that with Emmy, and then also some of the NFTs that I've given her or put into the wall for her. So like it shuffles through fun pictures and NFTs.
And like every fourth picture is like a breakfast or a pizza item. Gotta say, that thing with the omelet, the eggs on it, so gnarly. What was that?
Oh, they were talking about bologna, right? And so we made. Are you talking about the sandwich picture, the AI image that I posted?
No, the pizza that had like 3 eggs in it, and
Oh,
like, what was that?
oh, so I had the night before made skirt steak on the grill and a chimichurri sauce,
Okay.
and I had a ton of leftover chimichurri and a ton of leftover steak and some pizza. And this was what's on Sunday morning, so it was a little extra pizza dough from Friday night. And so I had made a skirt steak and chimichurri pizza, and it was morning time, and so I cracked some eggs on top.
Nice.
It was delicious. Nobody liked it but me. I thought it was really good, but no one in my family liked it.
Oh, there's always next time. I like the experimentation though. You gotta push the pizza boundaries.
That's how pizza's life, man. Pizza's life. And I will have information out today. I know that I said it this morning. My day was busier than I thought it was going to be, but I am going to, I've got in the works, going to throw a pizza party in Mexico City next Friday. I'll be out there for the karate combat fights.
Nice. Do they just call it like a quesadilla? Do they have pizza in Mexico?
No, dude. So I actually found a place. It's called, I had it pulled up yesterday. It's like it's a black dog. Negro perro. And so it's a pug with 3 eyes is the logo. And so it's in Mexico City. The pizza looked really, really good. So I'm going to hopefully try to find that, opportunity to throw a pizza party in Mexico City next Friday. I mean, I'm going to do it either way. Like I'm going to go eat pizza, and there'll be a bunch of people hanging out, and we'll just take a bunch of pictures and have a pizza party.
I'm excited for you. That's going to be a ton of good time.
You're more than welcome to come to Mexico City for the party if you'd like.
When is it next week?
Next Friday. Yeah, the fight. Yeah, the fight is next Friday. So I fly in Thursday. I think there's like press and all that stuff Thursday. The fight's Friday, and then fly back Saturday.
Nice.
So one thing I know that you're participating in Sunday, the 25th. Got the comedy show, baby. The comedy show. Yes.
Oh man,
you still haven't signed up though.
I didn't.
Maybe you did. I didn't check.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what the over/under is on people who tell jokes as opposed to people who do stand up. Because I think people who are like, oh, I'll do comedy night. I've got like 4 jokes that I bring to a party, and then they're like either really dirty or really weird, and they'll go up there and they'll just say the joke, and they're like doing comedy. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is.
I have, and so we will. So I've been thinking about this, right, for situations where like, maybe the it's not as funny as everybody wants it to be, but it'd be very awkward to like try to tell another joke if there was no laugh. So like I will be quick with the laugh tracks, and then everybody on stage will have to keep their mics open, and there'll be like a general understanding, like, just laugh. Just laugh.
Yeah.
Even if it sucks, just laugh. This makes someone feel good, right?
Laugh at them and make it sound like you're laughing with them.
No, you say we're not laughing at you, man. We're laughing with you.
It's a funny joke.
It's a funny joke, man. Let's see. Let's save this pricing tokens for next week.
Sure. Yeah.
I definitely want you to get into your project, and then we'll get rolling.
Cool. Well, just so people can get a hang on for next week, what we'll talk about are some interesting ratios, ratios about how to value particular tokens. What we have in traditional finance is price to earnings ratio. You've got a number of different ways that you can evaluate price, and we don't really have those, or people may not know about those in the crypto space. So we want to try to bring you a couple ratios, couple ways to just let you think of things outside of, oh, the market cap is this, that therefore the value must be good. Or if 2.3 billion can be 3x'd, that'll be a 9 billion token. Like, okay, that's good, but let's look a little bit deeper and be a little bit more rigorous.
Is it realistic? I think having realistic expectations on some of these things. Like I put out a tweet today, like XRP, we're all going to laugh at you when XRP hits $100 when you sold at 51 cents. It's going to be very challenging for XRP to get to $100. Possible, but hard.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Not it's a more of a that was more of a clickbait.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to clickbait a little. All right. What do we got? What's your project? Talk to me. I want to learn all about this.
So I actually pitched this on your show a couple weeks ago, maybe last month, when I was kind of ideating it.
Yep.
It's gonna be called the Hive Investment Society.
Yes. Okay.
It's limited to 50 people. I am putting up $25,000. I'm putting it into a portfolio. This portfolio is only going to be crypto. Members of this community get to propose trades and vote on those proposals with my money. And if your trade is profitable, you're going to get 15% of those gains as a proposer. If you vote for a profitable proposal, you're going to be in a pool of that 3% that goes to the pool of people who voted. So we're going to reward you for giving us trade ideas. The maximum value and the fixed value is $500. So every trade is going to be $500, and everybody's going to have the ability to earn money trading my money. And they don't bear any risk, because if it loses, that's on us. So we want to bring people together. We want to have an educational time. We want to learn from each other, technical analysis, stock trading strategies, ways to engage with each other, build a network. We're going to have happy hours. We're going to have like monthly Ask an Advisor Anything sessions. You're going to get a free copy of the book. And we're going to have a Discord community. It's nice and token gated. But we want to try to just build a community of traders who want to try out new testing strategies, want to try out trades that they may not be familiar with on a token that they kind of just want to see what happens. We want to provide a sandbox for people to have a good time, get to know each other, and trade risk free.
I like that. So I know you say it's free. Is this token gated through like an NFT that if you have gets you into the community? Is that something you're still kind of thinking about?
I think to keep it simple, we're going to not do an NFT, but we basically have a way through the payment portal that allows you to just become a member of the Discord as a permissioned member. So it's $295. It'll be 12 months, but it's $295 to join. But we have a calculator on the website that we're going to launch on the 20th. If you're able to get proposals submitted and you're active participant, you can earn multiple times your admission fee for the course of the year. And that's kind of the point, right? We want to be able to do this for you. We have to insulate some of our own risk. So this is for like operations and just sort of insulating our own risk. But I can't do it one-to-one. I can't say, give me 25K and I'm going to go invest 25K. So we've got to put enough skin in the game to make this not look so weird. But because it is something new. Nobody's really done this before. So we're going to see if there's interest in it. And we'll see how it goes. Again, limited to 50 people.
I think that's really cool. I almost feel like doing it, and obviously, like, I'm not trying to, I don't want to change your mind or anything, but I almost feel like when people have skin in the game themselves, it's more important to them, right? So if it was token gated by some way, shape, or form, and even if it was, if it's $295, and you get an NFT for it,
I would like to do a soulbound wallet token on like Solana.
Maybe that would be soulbound,
because I need to make it completely a worthless token, because it can't have any value. I don't want people selling the token. You're buying a membership, and that membership stays with that wallet, and that's how you get access to the Discord. And this is again like a proof of concept. Like if we can get people interested and do this, now we can widen the aperture. Now you can trade stocks. We can have a cohort for stocks. We can have a cohort for crypto and stocks. So we want to just kind of see if we can get people involved and engaged and learn from each other. And I also think it could be possible, depending on if you're interested, we could get one for the Web3 breakfast. And the Web3 breakfast could have their own like voting, like not vote, but you could propose votes, and the Web3 breakfast could earn income for.
Well, let's talk about that, because there's probably a way for me to put up, like what you put up the 25K for your thing. I could probably put up something for the Web3 breakfast. You just help me like figure out how to like run this kind of thing and put some legitimacy to it.
We're gonna try to launch the website on the 20th of February. We're gonna start trading on April 1st. That's a Monday, and it's the start of Q2. And we're gonna have it's cool. We're gonna have a weekly cadence. So like Tuesday through Thursday is proposal writing and submission. Friday through Sunday is voting, and then we execute the trades at 9:30 in the morning on Monday. So market open felt like a really nice uniform time to keep everybody on a schedule. Fridays we're going to do like a weekly happy hour, just get people together, have like an hour to just like chat, shoot the shit, and talk strategies. But again, it's meant to be a place where people can have fun, learn from each other, and earn a little bit of money on the side.
Man, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
Ain't
sir.
nothing wrong with that, brother.
We try.
So block 3 strategy. I can find
Yes,
you
sir.
on the Twitter. We'll get links and everything if there's not already. I don't know why I said if not already. It's not like somebody did it during the show, but I'll make sure that it gets into the
Your
description.
exec producer.
Yeah, Corey, where are you?
Corey,
Man?
shout out.
Yeah, Corey, he wanted to know what does he do as executive producer. You've got a lot of work, buddy. So get in there, and we'll have a meeting soon.
Yeah.
But so make sure that you guys are following Matthew. I will put a link down into the description if it's not already from. I'm pretty sure it might be from what I put in, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you for hanging out, man. I can't wait to do this every Thursday again. This is going to be for Degens, but it's going to be beneficial to all.
We hope you had a good time.
I did. I don't care. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't care if to the 2.9. We went from 2.7 million up to 2.9 million, so we got a couple 100,000. A couple percentages up. So thank you guys. If you could smash the like on your way out, it'll let Matthew know that we did a good job today.
Yeah, appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will see you all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Web3 breakfast. That's bubble water, correct?
Yes, sir. 64 ounces.
Darn right, brother.
And you got to put like your ape on there too. Why not?
You're winning the game right now. I love this. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to next Thursday already. But we'll see you guys at the breakfast table tomorrow morning. See ya.
Sounds good.